Hello, welcome to another Alpha Strike We Play video, and we are going to be talking about Zellbrigen.
Yes, clan stupid. I mean, honour.
Clan honour.
They're very similar things.
So it's going to play an important part in our 1v1.
Yes.
So we thought we'd talk a little bit about it.
I am going to point out right from the start that even the guys that write the rules say that the clan honour system can unbalance a game. Okay? It can seriously disadvantage the clan player if they have to actually follow it. And if you're in a sphere and you have any brain at all, then you won't follow it. So...
Look, if it's clan v clan, you're okay, because that's their whole thing.
Yeah, so that's their stuff. And I mean, there isn't any reason why you can't do it as an inner sphere player playing against clan. But I will point out right now that a similar size mech inner sphere versus clan, if they're the same weight or even weight class, you will be outgunned by a clan mech.
Yeah, generally, yeah. They are more heat efficient and damage and all that sort of thing.
90 times out of 100, you'll lose that battle if you go one-on-one against the same size clan mech. If you take an Atlas versus a 100-ton clan mech, you'll lose. The base level pilots are better, and the weaponry is better, the tech is better, just better.
Yeah. I mean, it is balanced with BV, so...
Yeah, the BV is always higher.
Lighter mechs that are still worth more to the inner sphere counterpart. But it's all a reflection of their weapons and equipment. So
yeah, I think they did really well balancing that out. To be perfectly honest, but if you then take them on one-on-one, then you're a bit silly.
But I mean, people are wondering, why would you do it? Things like that, because I mean, it is the clan history.
Yeah,
you know.
Things were really cool.
Things were quite tough for them when they were trying to set up a new home when they left the inner sphere and things like that. So they had to make some cultural changes that were necessary for survival.
So they've evolved a culture of war outside of the normal area. So they've taken everybody out, and it's kind of developed out there in the world, or at least in the periphery,
wherever they are,
and wherever they were. And
Pentagon worlds, I think.
Yeah, and in that context, it makes sense. Very good, very cool.
So, yes, so for our battle that's coming up, the next video that we're going to do,
yes,
that will be using Zellbrigen. So there's something called the Bachal, which is a declaration of what you're going after and what you're attacking with and all that sort of thing. That's not going to count for this. We're just doing a one-on-one. So we're going to talk specifically about Desgra points, which is something that happens inside the battle. So let's go through that now. What's the first aspect?
Well, so what you're doing is you're getting onto the battlefield and you're issuing a challenge.
Correct.
So we're beginning at the beginning. So you'll all stomp up, and they'll all stomp up, and you go, I'm the dude in the thing, you're the dude in the thing, you and me, we're going to fight. Basically, they do it a bit more ritualized than that, but who cares? So you'll kind of pair off, right, as a clan thing. So you issue your challenge, you do that, and the Desgra points come in while you're battling. Okay, so should we just read them out, or do you want to go over each one?
We'll read out the first one, and we can talk about it.
So dueling mechs must adhere to the following rules of combat. A dueling unit may not intentionally move out of the opponent's line of sight.
Yeah, which is cool. Well, I mean, for dueling, because otherwise someone is just going to hide and just... Yeah. The whole point is to prove yourself.
Yeah,
so you have to get in there if they want to shoot. It comes down to understanding the terrain, knowing what you're fielding, what your opponent is fielding. It becomes more important. If you can't do certain things that would save you for like a round or get you in a position like heat and all that sort of thing, you're still sort of putting yourself out there. So it is a challenge, but it is it's good as far as that's concerned. So.
As far as the lore goes, as far as everything goes, it's perfectly suited to how the clans battle. Perfectly suited. It just does not make sense.
Well, if someone if you're overheating and they can still shoot at you, you want to sort of get out out of line of sight. That's a standard thing, so you can recover, but you can't do it with the clans.
You're clomping along, they're outranging you, you're getting pummeled from long range. You don't have any long range weapons. You're not allowed to go, oh, I'm going to go behind this hill and then come back out over here. That's not allowed. You don't do that. You stay in weapon range at all times. You stay in weapon sight at all times.
Yeah.
And that's... I'm sorry, but if there's a dude up there with a longbow covered in LRMs and you're over here with a Komodo with medium lasers, what do? You go in the terrain, you use the advantage, you do what you got to do, you get up to him and you go blam! You do not walk very, very slowly towards him out in the open. That's silly. Sorry.
That's all right.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I mean, you could make an agreement. Like, it's usually called the circle of equals if you're having a battle. Now, the circle, if it's just individual people just punching it out, some of your mates can form a circle, and that's your circle. The circle is basically just an agreed area, and it's not always a circle. Like, we're going to play in a rectangular. It's whatever. It's just, this is your playing area.
This is a circle.
You can't leave this. If you leave it, you're done. You've lost. So it doesn't matter. But it's...
All right.
But I think, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, oh yeah. But see, I understand the clan view.
That's right.
I get it.
That's the flip side.
I get it. I just don't agree with it. It seems silly to me. Warfare is about making the other guy stop and hurting you. You take every advantage you have.
Well, the inner sphere thinking and things like that. But it gets back to that whole wasteful thing. Yeah.
Noble birth, mercenary mind. Let's do this. Okay, so our next one is a dueling unit with line of sight to an opponent may not intentionally fail to fire at an opponent. This guideline assumes that at least one shot is possible, meaning that the enemy unit is within the firing arc and range of the weapon being fired.
Yep.
So that doesn't apply to people that are not part of your challenge, because if you shoot at someone that isn't part of your challenge, then you include them in your challenge.
Yes.
Right. So you're only obliged to shoot, if able, at the person you're actually challenging. Yes. Okay. Just
and then because otherwise, if it starts happening a lot, it's just going to go into like what they call a grand melee. It'd be all open and everyone on everyone, and it's because the clans they don't think that way. They think about it towards pirates and in the case of the inner sphere, because they don't consider them to be honourable.
And when they keep breaking the rules, you'll see like clans just going through and wiping people out.
Yeah.
But But
there are like the clans are split into Warden and Crusader clans after the invasion. So the Warden's sort of
protecting the inner sphere,
they're not
keeping everybody safe.
They're still warriors, they're still powerful, like Clan Wolf or whatever. They split into two and they had a bit of an issue. And then but there are clans that say like the Jade Falcons and things like that. They believe so much in their skills and their equipment and their clan and their training and all that sort of thing that they, even though they might have multiple opponents shooting them, they will. I think it was the Keshik, the main guys or whatever. They can turn a mass battle just by how clever they are with their equipment and piloting into just giant one-on-ones. They can maneuver and they all work together as a team to stop others from taking advantage. And like so they just have this ability. That takes a bit of practice. If you're going to try and play it on this, I don't know how you could. You'd have to be a really, really good player. It would be worth giving it a try, but the inner sphere would take advantage of that. For sure. I mean, I would.
I would.
They all do. So,
but that's the thing. Don't make this out that I hate the clans. I'm not against them. I get it. I just don't. I'm not thinking that way. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What's our next one? Okay, so a dueling unit may not move out of firing range of all its weapons. So you can start backing up, but if you've got, say, was LRMs, 21 for LRMs. You if that's your furthest range, you can't go past 21 hexes from your opponent. Yeah. That's count as Desgra.
That's right, that earns you a point. So you get three, you do actually get 3 Desgra points. And once you've spent all 3 doing all your unclan-like behaviour, then you're basically considered dishonourable for the battle, and anyone can have a shot. But.
So you're deemed to be Desgra, and any clan unit may freely fire on that unit for the remainder of the scenario without violating dueling rules. Yeah. So everybody will start pummeling on you because you're dishonourable.
Yeah. So there's probably going to be a little bit of shenanigans on a one-on-one if they give you a little bit of leeway. And if it's tactically sound, you know, they might go, well, okay, you broke the rules, but I sort of understand it.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the points, but, you know, from a tactical point of view.
So if you're, say, a light fast unit that's in a battle and you've been called out by something with extreme range weapons, then you can use the terrain a couple of times to get you closer to them without seriously violating the clan rules.
Yeah.
So you could run up halfway across the board to like a hill or something to get you out of line of sight, and then go over and start the battle, right? So you minimize the advantage that they have with the long range weapons. But if you do it too many times intentionally, then you're out and they'll all start shooting you.
Yeah. You do find that 9 times out of 10, all of the clan mechs have at least some sort of weapon that has a decent range, or it has high speed.
High speed.
Yeah. So they understand they understand how it works, and they understand what equipment they need. So
you get things, even small like 30 or 40 ton mechs will have something that goes to a decent range, or they have super speed that gets them up there quick. That's just how they do.
it was like this adder here. One of his variants is like PPCs and things like that. I mean, heat's an issue, but there's a light mech with some really damaging weapons, energy weapons. Doesn't worry about ammo. He's got the range, but I understand why they have it. So you know.
But that's once you start thinking the way the clans think, you can see why they do all the things that they do. But I mean, they don't use. You don't get the different ammunition types. The clan, that's all inner sphere innovation. That's all them. They're the only ones that use that sort of stuff, and you don't get the variety of equipment with clan that you get with the inner sphere.
Yeah.
You don't get things like tag and narc beacons and all that sort of stuff. You don't get all those funky little things that make your games go, yes.
Or they do have the equipment, but they generally reserve it for going against dishonorable things or you know, fixed emplacements, because you know, whatever.
Minefields. They're not really big on minefields.
No, that's weird. Like
It's not weird. Once you start thinking clan, you go, minefields. Why would I use that?
Yeah. I wonder if they do use those for security.
They might use them as a security and defense thing, but on major, but I mean, you don't get Thunder LRM units, do you?
No. But like I said, like they have access to it, but they reserve it for certain situations.
Yeah, they don't really use
that's the thing. So it's hard to get your head around that, because you say, oh look, I could use that in this battle. That'd be really good, and they go, it's not our thing.
It's not how we do this. But there you go. Anyway. Yeah.
Was that it? That's all the points?
Yeah, that's it. So it's you can't intentionally move out of line of sight. You can't intentionally not fire if you have range and a firing solution. And you can't move out of firing range of all your weapons. Those are 3 things. If you do any of those or have violate any of those 3 times, it can be 3 for the same thing, or it can be 1 each for each, or whatever you mean. If you do it 3 times, then you are Desgra, you are dishonorable, you're a bad man, and you get blowed up.
That's right.
They'll hurt
Everyone blowed you up.
Everyone blows you up. They don't like it when you do that.
So for our battle, I have a Stormcrow.
And I've got my vulture, my mad dog.
They'll look good, all painted up and stuff, so it'd be good to sort of test them all out, maybe a star v star, but to begin with, we'll just do a one-on-one and see how the rules work.
And yours are
Clan Dueling.
Fire mandrill colours, aren't they?
Correct.
Yes, okay. And I went with the clan wolf.
Clan Wolf.
They're not as small a tiger stripe as in the book, but I think they turned out all right.
But it's two stories high, so you know.
Yeah, big tiger stripes.
Appropriate.
Yeah,
appropriate. Okay, so I think that covers the basics. There are some other aspects to it. We might explore it more when we do our star v star. Whatever else, we'll touch some things. But just for the 1v1, I think that covers the basics.
Oh, physical attacks are not.
Oh yeah, of course. That's right. Yeah.
But you probably knew that already, so we'll leave it out.
Yeah.
All good. Okay. Let's get to shooting some stuff.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys. Now, do I have to slap you with a glove or something? Is that how this works?
Your face is funny looking. Oh,
I challenge you, sir.
I challenge you. And your face. Oh.